Yo, parents, we have a truly big problem. Here's the $100,000 mistake parents make before their child turns 18. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to What Beyond the Badge TV, YouTube's #1 platform dedicated to helping first responders, working class family, business owners, and of course, everyday Americans build real financial independence just like you and me. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Kyle Church. I'm a former police officer turned financial educator and risk management professional. And of course, our mission here at What Beyond the Badge is simple: to help create over 1 million financially independent families. Because I truly believe work should become a choice and not an obligation. So today I want to speak directly to every parent watching this video right now. Whether your child is 6 years old, 6-month-old, 5 years old, or even 15 years old, I want to ask you a simple question. And that question is, if your son or daughter got accepted to their dream college tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, could you honestly say you're financially prepared? And I'll wait. And I'm not talking about emotionally prepared, I'm talking about financially prepared. Because here's the harsh reality. Most parents don't intentionally fail to prepare for their children's future. You know, life just simply gets in the way. Between your mortgage payments, car payments, groceries, sports for the kids, dance classes, vacations that have been needed, unexpected emergencies, and before you know it, 18 years have gone by. And suddenly that little baby you held in your arms 18 years ago is opening up an acceptance letter to college. Then of course reality hits and the light bulb all of a sudden comes on. And you're asking yourself, how are we going to pay for this college? Now I believe this is one of the biggest financial conversations parents aren't having early enough. Here's the thing, it's not just about college, it's about opportunity. Now think back to when your child was born, y'all. Probably started thinking about things like diapers and bottles and daycare and doctor's appointments and maybe even opening up a savings account with your local bank. But how many parents really sit down during those first few years and build a long-term financial strategy for their children's future? Very few. And not because they don't care, but because nobody ever taught them the system and how to do it. And the reality is that college costs have increased dramatically over the past several decades. And many families find themselves relying on things like savings, their current income, scholarships, loans, or even a combination of all four to cover the expense. Now here's the thing though, there's nothing wrong with using those tools. I use them. But the earlier you begin planning, the more options you may have later. And that right there is the key, options. And at What Beyond the Badge Media, we believe financial planning isn't about predicting the future. It's about preparing for it. Now here's something I want you to think about, parents. What happens if life doesn't go according to plan? What happens if a parent passes away unexpectedly, or becomes seriously ill, or even lose the ability to work again? One of the biggest points I want every parent to understand is this, and hear me clearly. A college saving goal doesn't exist in a vacuum. It depends on someone continuing to earn income. Now, of course, while personal savings should remain the cornerstone of a college funding plan, those savings can be disrupted if a parent dies prematurely. Life insurance can help protect the funding strategy while also offering the potential for tax-free deferred value growth, cash value growth. And that's a completely different way of thinking. You're not just saving for college no more, you're protecting the plan. See, most people think life insurance only matters after somebody dies. And I respectfully disagree with that. See, life insurance is first about protecting people you love. Now, certain permanent life insurance strategies can also provide additional financial flexibility while you're still living. One strategy some families choose to explore is a properly structured juvenile index universal life insurance policy. And its primary purpose is life insurance protection. But when designed appropriately, funded consistently, and maintained, it may also build tax-deferred cash value over time that can potentially be accessed later through policy loans or withdrawals. Now, subject to policy terms and provided the policy remains in force and is not a modified endowment contract. Cash value growth is not guaranteed and depends on policy performance and expenses. Now, notice what I said, may potentially, because we're talking about planning and not promises, y'all. One of the greatest advantages children have isn't money, y'all. It's time. And here's the thing, time allows contributions to potentially compound over many years. Time can help spread out funding. Time may create more flexibility. See, with these juvenile strategies, they're often best suited for younger children, possibly between ages 1 to ages 18, because they have more time for potential cash value growth before adulthood. Now think about that. Your child has one asset today they'll never have again, and that's time. And as parents, we have the opportunity to put that time to work properly. Here's what I love most about this concept, y'all. This isn't just about paying tuition. Here's the thing, if sufficient cash value accumulates, families may choose to use it for college, a gap year, starting a new business, a wedding, or simply leave it to continue to grow for their future. And that right there is powerful, because we're not trying to predict exactly what your child will be doing in 20 years from now. We're trying to give them options. And if they got options, create more opportunity. So this is where I introduce something I personally call the $1 million baby strategy. Now let me be clear with y'all, because I don't want y'all to get misconstrued. That's my educational nickname for this product. It's not the name of the product, and I am certainly not promising your child will become a millionaire. What I mean by this is simple. Imagine giving your child something many adults wish they had started decades earlier. A financial foundation that actually works. Talking about life insurance protection, potential tax advantage cash value accumulation, and of course a strategy designed to grow with them throughout life. Now that's a very different conversation than simply opening another savings account. Now, I want to point out several reasons parents explore this type of planning. Now, of course, depending on the policy and of course how it's structured, potential cash value is generally not restricted solely to college expenses, and cash value is not counted as student assets on the FAFSA. Although families should always confirm current financial aid rules because, of course, they can change often. Now again, these aren't guarantees. They're potential features that may make this strategy worth exploring as part of an overall financial plan for your children's future. So here's my challenge for every parent watching this video today. Don't wait till your child is 16 years old to ask yourself, how am I gonna pay for college? Start asking a different question today. And that question should be, how can I begin creating financial options for my child's future? Because college is only one chapter of the book. Marriage is another chapter. Starting a business is another. Buying your first home. Retirement will eventually come too. Now in our next episode, I'm going to pull back the curtains and walk you through what a properly structured juvenile index universal life insurance strategy can look like for you and your family. And of course, how families think about funding it and why starting early matters the most. We'll also discuss important considerations like underwriting, ownership, contribution limits, and of course, realistic expectations based on policy illustrations. And I'm not just talking about hype. And if you found value in today's conversation, share this video with another parent that needs it. Because here's the thing, one conversation today could change a child's financial future for tomorrow. And remember, it's always a good time to get wealthy. Do great, be great, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.